Hello, hi everyone. So let's do once again towards our GUI program. And this time we are going to do border layout using frame. You guys have seen in GUI, there are so many types of layouts we have. That is flow layout, border layout, grid layout, and card layout. So one of the famous layouts is border layout, that we are using border layout using frame. So what do you mean by border? Border means it is nothing but it has 5 regions. That is north. You can easily see that it is north, south, east, west, and center. So these are the regions it will be there. And these regions, you can literally place the components. Each region may contain one or more components. So you can put the components in each region. And the default layout of the frame, we are using that. Now the frame border layout has 5 constants for these regions that we use. We are going to use these things, that is public static final integer north, public static final integer out, and public static integer east, and public static final west. And one more guy, that is on center. So, but no gaps should not be there. So border layout means 5 regions. 5 regions means north, south, east, west, and center. So now how you can see this is the GUI which I need to get north, south, west, east, and center. This is the center. So let's go ahead and do how to do coding. Okay. Now you can see border layout. So what is the border layout? So I use I wanted all the AWT components button I needed, and I am using swing only because swing I'm using literally JFrame there. So this time I'm going to create a JFrame. So you see that my class is a border. Make sure that it should be border.java, and you should write package. When we do coding, that time we will write the package. Now you see I bought a JFrame, and in the constructor, I just literally create an object of JFrame. And I wanted buttons for these borders. I'm placing buttons for these borders. So I use J button in the swing, J button B equal to new J button north, and B2 south, and B3 east. So 3 buttons. Now again some more buttons I needed, that is J button B4 for the west and J button B5 for the center. So five buttons I created literally for all these regions. So finally I'll be adding F dot. So when you add, normally you can simply add to a frames object dot you can add. But when in the case of border layout, you have to tell which region you are adding. So you see B1 is adding to the northern region. How do I say northern region? I should say border layout dot north. And B2 I am adding to border layout dot south. And B3 I am adding border layout dot east. And B4 I am adding border layout dot west. So, and finally the last one I am adding border layout dot center. So all the 5 buttons I am added to all the 5 regions. Finally, since it is a frame, you need to set the size of the window, 300 height and 300 width. And you have to set it as a visible. If you don't tell it as a visible, what will happen? It won't be visible. Now, since it is a J-frame, you always see that J-frame, you need to create object of the class. So when you create the object of the class, this guy, this new, you don't need a variable. You just simply create object of the class. It will trigger your constructor. So in that constructor, we had literally written about the creation of the object, the creation of the buttons. All these are we are written where in the constructor. So in this constructor, they will create everything. Finally, they will add and do that. That's it. Very simple we have to do. Now let's go to our Eclipse and we will do that. So I already opened the Eclipse and let's open with for us for our applets. So we are doing this. I hope you guys, everybody know how to create a project in the Eclipse. And we will do a package. Already the project is there. So let's do a package. And then in that package, I will firstly type and do these things and show you how the output is coming. You guys have see this. And very simple one. Go to the project folder. The project folder, it's my thing is there. So what I'm going to do, already applet programs are there. So I'll create a package. So right link, create on the project folder, just click on the project, right click on the project folder and say new package. That is how packages to be created in Eclipse as well as in the NetBeans. Okay. So this is border layout. I say package name as border layout. So whenever you create a package, you should always see that the package naming convention should be small letters. Don't use capital letter. That was the naming conventions of that. Okay. So now finish the package, then right click and go and create a class. Before creating the class, make sure that your class name and the file name should be same. So if you don't use your class name and the file name same, it will be literally like, running time, it makes you problem. So I say border, that's it. For me, finish. So you can see that it has been created border layout package and I had used this. So let's go ahead and write the constructor and first we'll do the frame. Frame we are not extending. We are just creating objects. So I can use literally a variable at the beginning so that I can use it every functions over there, frame. Then what I need, what I'll write is I'll write the border constructor I needed, border constructor. And in that, I'm going to create, first thing is create object of the frame, that is new JFrame. Then I have to create button. First one is button B1 is equal to new J button. In that button, what I have to say? I have to say the region point. Okay. So I am just literally putting the region. First, north onwards, we will start up the region. So how do you put the region? This is just not a region. This is the button name. So I said north. Okay. North button. This is simply a button only. Okay. Now, then once, but like that button, how many buttons I need to create? I have to create 5 buttons. Okay. So I just copy paste and do it. Okay. 3, 4, 5. Now I'll change it. This button is 2. And this is south. And this button is 3. And this is east, west, east. And you can write that a simple one. So this all creation I made it here. So you can see here symbol I created very nicely. I created all those. Button name only, the region name I gave. Simple. So these are all creations, right? So after doing the creation, what is the next step to be done? So these are all done. So next what you have to do? So once you literally create all the things, the next one is you need to add it to the frame, right? So add to the frame. Add to the frame, how do you do? What is the frame object? F dot add. So literally I have to add it. So here when we say add, make sure that you should see which button, which region name, which region you have to add. So region, when you say, you have to say like that, border, it's a constant. You have to say border layout, border layout, and here you have to say which region you have to say, no, right? So you have to say dot. You can see the pop-up is coming. In that north will be there, just select it. Okay, that's it. Like that, you copy paste and add all other place. Just literally change the which button. So here, this one will be added to southern part. So it is SOUTH. And this one will be added to the west part. EST. Okay. This one will be added to the east part. Make sure that is capital letters. That's our on this one. Don't forget that you have to give like that only. Okay. So DV5 send. Okay, that's it. So I literally added all my components to the frame. So now after adding all my components to the frame, what is the next thing? Next thing is you have to set your frame. Set your frame in the sense you have to tell what is the size of the frame. So F dot set size. In that, how much size you wanted, you can tell. So I said 300, 300. How much you wanted, you can tell that much. Then you have to set F, most important thing, F dot set visible. Very, very important stuff. If you don't say visible, you guys never see this one. So make sure that visible should be written. That's it. Finished. Now, since it is a frame, you want main, public static void main, and in that string arg brackets. That's it. Now we don't need a variable, so we literally create new border. That's it. That's it. Enough. So all the things. Now you see that there are lines for the buttons and things are there, right? Oh my God. You need to import everybody, right? So you just have to import these guys. So everyone has been imported, J button. Now there is no error. Literally I can go for a compilation and running. So in Eclipse and NetBeans, the compilation will be done by automatically. You don't have to explicitly compile it. Now just go for a running. Right click and say run. Since this frame is an application, go for Java application. So you can guys see that very nicely, no? The north button, south button, west, east, and center. So this is how my frame I have created for the border layout. I hope you guys understood and you enjoyed your GUI for border layout. So this is how you have to make your border layout. Okay, so thank you. So you guys, we will see there are so many other layouts are there. So each layouts we will see in next week coming videos. So thank you. So we'll see you on the next video. Bye. So bye. Literally we'll see it.